Good day, everyone. My name is Angel Aloma, and I'm president of Aloma Fundraising Strategies. The Nonprofit Alliance has asked me to do some fundraising insights, short ones, just 5 to 10 minutes, 3 or 4 times a month. And so this is my first one. For this first one, I'm going to tackle the juxtaposition between the features and the experience. I remember some months ago, or maybe even over a year ago, there was an ad for Volvo. And they had a very self-actualized type of poet writing in his notebook in a little cottage in the mountains. And all of a sudden he closes that and he gets into the car and drives off. As he drives off, Walt Whitman's Song of the Open Road, the words begin to be heard. And that is, afoot and light-hearted, I take to the open road, healthy, free, the world before me, the long brown path before me leading wherever I choose. The east and the west are mine. The north and the south are mine. All seem beautiful to me. That is wonderful, because here Volvo never mentions the car or the features of the car. What they're doing here is they're trying to sell the experience of the car. And in this particular case, the experience is that of freedom, of being able to go anywhere and appreciate all of the things of nature and all of the things of the world. So it definitely would appeal to emotions, and therefore it could very well encourage people to buy the car. At the same time, it is a commercial ad, and perhaps if I went into a Volvo, I would not feel that same experience, but they're selling it like that. I believe they had done the right thing by going to the experience rather than the features. And we in fundraising could learn from that. I think it would be great if we did more of the experience in fundraising. For example, if you are a charity that builds homes in Africa or India or anywhere in South America or in the Caribbean, in the Middle East, normally, what we tend to do is to describe the horrible conditions, which is good, that they were living in before. Then we talk about their new little house. And our tendency tends to be to talk about the cement floor, to talk about the concrete block walls, to talk about the windows and the doors, to talk about the corrugated metal for the roof. And all this is great. These are the features. But what we need to do is also sell the experience. And what is the experience for this? Well, the children no longer have bronchial problems because they're no longer sleeping in a dirt floor that could, well, if it rained, would be mud. And also, they no longer have to worry about creatures coming in at night that could be harmful, like insects or reptiles or even rodents. Because the homes have windows and doors now that open and shut, the ventilation in the home is much, much better. And so the general health of the family improves. And then, of course, there is the possessions. They have very few possessions, but they want to keep them safe. And this home gives them the peace of mind to know that someone cannot enter at night and rob them. Then there is the rain. My goodness, rather than having to stand in one little corner of their hut that was dry the entire night so as not to get wet, now they can really enjoy the sound and the rhythm of the rain on the metal roof. So we have a lot of this, but the main thing is that now they have an anchor in the community. And because they have a safe dwelling, both parents might be able to go out and leave the kids with granny so that they both can get jobs. And what is even more important is now that they're anchored, now that they have stability, they may very well find it easier to get employment, because very few employers would like to hire someone who could easily just pack up and leave, and then there would be nothing to count for them and nowhere to find them. So this home gives them an anchor, gives them stability, and the employer now would be much more willing to do that. When they're earning money, then they can afford to have the dignity of being able to send their children to school, being able to feed them properly, being able to take them to a clinic when they're sick, And this is something, this dignity and pride that they're able to treat their children well now. And they were treating them with much love before, but they couldn't afford any of these services. If they have a little veranda or a porch, if it's a mother alone with children and no father in the house, they can afford to cook something, to bake something, to buy and sell something on their little veranda or their back porch to the community, and therefore also be able to have that pride and dignity of being able to make a living for her children. So you see, it is great to mention the features, but really what gets someone emotional is the experiences that those features give to them. So I would suggest that we all emphasize that in our fundraising, not just the features, we should definitely mention them, but to truly go big on the experience. And please remember that fundraisers are trying to make the world a better place. So keep that in mind and feel good about yourself. Thank you.